What's going on? What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Double D's Let's Talk Ball podcast. We are your hosts, Damian Deshawn and D of D's Corner. We like to thank you for tapping in with us. Make sure that you please like, share, and subscribe. Today, we will be touching and finalizing the final division today of the NFC North as we break down their schedule and what to expect. How you doing today, D? What's going on, bro?
Good, bro, man. What's going on with you? Happy
All right.
Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. I can see my little background here is a little shaky because you can see the little logo
Yeah.
in the background. But
Oh,
it's
it's
all
all
right.
good.
It's all good. The logo's up there. Uh
We'll be
man,
touching on college soon. On the other,
yeah,
we'll be having a college show
college,
coming. Yeah,
college
so
coming, gaming coming. We're gonna be
young
working on all
gamer.
different angles. I guess we deep dive. Any news that you heard recently? Any signings, any transactions? I know the IU stuff broke.
T Higgins. T Higgins signed his franchise tag.
Okay. So
He
you
signed
got
his
T
franchise
Higgins
tag,
signed.
so he'll be there for. I guess this will be his last year.
Yeah. That
So
wide receiver
he,
market is getting crazy.
he signed
Getting
his
crazy.
tag. And IU posted something.
Yeah, he went on TikTok, I heard. Something like that.
Yeah, and actually, matter of fact, let's touch on it real quick because I was
Yeah.
going to ask you about it. So him and Jaden Daniels played together at Arizona State.
Arizona State, yeah.
He was FaceTiming Jaden Daniels and had somebody recording it, and he was pretty much like, they say they don't want me back. The 49ers said they want him back, so obviously that's not true, but it comes off like the way he's saying like they offered him a deal, and based off that deal, they saying they don't want me back. So I was like, boy, could you imagine if the Commanders traded for him? Because they're in a position to do so.
Yeah.
Because they have cap space. They got a rookie quarterback. Him, Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Austin Eckler. That's a nice little offense for a rookie quarterback.
Yeah. And they got a running game too.
What's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on that? Could you see it happening?
I could see it as a possibility, but I don't think the Niners are gonna openly do it. And if they do, they're gonna try to get, they're gonna try. They've traded Trey Lance, so it's possible. They just, we've seen it happen. So I'm not gonna say it's not possible. I definitely believe it. I'm not happy about it because of the flux, the situation division, and I'm not getting into that other team. We've talked on them enough. But getting into the Commanders, I think it'll be a positive though.
Oh, I did have a your team question. This news broke, and I intentionally didn't ask you. That's why I slipped my mind. I wanted to ask you on the show. All right, the Cowboys have come out and said, out of CD, Micah, and Dak, they're going to prioritize Dak. How you feel about that?
Do what they got to do, man. What it is, it's stupid. Whatever. Now, if they're going to prioritize Dak, then you pretty much saying that you letting your fans know what your mindset is. I get it though. I mean, if you got a good to average to steady quarterback, even though he's starting to get into getting into his prime, he's in his prime years now and getting past that. I get it. In this league, it's a quarterback driven league. I even brought it up once. Remember, I brought up the Parsons situation because of what you could get. So if that's what your angle, if that's what the franchise's angle would be, and saying, okay, we're gonna try to do a sign and trade with this player and this player in order to get draft capital and maneuver and get more room, then I understand. You're telling us one, that we're about to rebuild, but we're gonna try to be steady. But two, we're gonna try to acquire as much picks and capital as we can to rebuild the team. I can at least respect it. But if you just blindly say going after, Dak is the priority, and then these other two players aren't, then I don't understand that part. But I do understand if their angle is to build the team as an overall. Yeah, I just see it as
I think it's talk.
It's talk. It's definitely talk, though. I mean, it's just Jerry doing what Jerry do. It's always about devaluing the player so that you can lower their demand and the earning. It's
Yeah.
always about not trying to reset the market. Or you don't want to reset the market, and you don't want to be the one to set the market. The market has been set for wide
Right.
receivers. So CD Lamb is going to be like, okay, there's no way that this receiver, or this receiver is better than me. They can't even play all three positions at the wide receiver. They don't get used like I do. So why are they
Right.
making more money than me? So I can understand that, but
And this year he's the number one option.
yeah. I mean, he's been
So
the number one option,
we
period, for the last at least 3
I mean,
years.
he's the only offensive weapon now.
Yeah. Man,
Like you don't have Tony
keep room. We
Pollard.
got a tight end. We got a good tight end though, too, man. Remember, we
Yeah,
got a
but
good
what I'm
tight end.
saying is, those two aren't going to wreak havoc. You
Not
can
when you
get
don't
physical
have a
with that tight
quarterback
end
that's
with the defense. Yeah,
yeah. Not when you don't have an
you
exceptional
can get
quarterback.
physical with that defensive end and linebacker. You can double up CD.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can lock those two down. You don't. It's really CD. It has to go through CD.
Yeah. His
So
versatility and moving him around, playing him in the slot and things of that nature. They align him up in the backfield. I get it. And they didn't really address any of that stuff. So, but just to answer your question, man, I take stuff with a grain of salt with certain things with the team we're discussing now. I
right,
don't even want to say it right now because I'm a real fan, but I'm a realist, and
right,
I don't sit there and just drink the Kool-Aid with it. I want to see them do the right thing and work towards it, but I just don't believe that under the current administration and the way things are run with the organization, the ownership right now, I don't trust Jerry's moves. I don't.
right.
He makes some
Yeah.
good moves, but it's a lot of moves that are very similar to the Raiders under Al Davis, and I'm gonna leave it at that. But
Yeah.
the Ayuk situation, let's see, who else? It was something else that happened. I can't remember, man. News wise, NFL. They were just
Oh,
recently talking
Aaron
about it.
Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers missed mini camp for something, or missed
Yeah,
a mandatory camp or something. But
yeah. But we could go ahead and
um,
just get into it then. The NFC
we want to
North.
start with
Uh, I don't. We've been doing worst to first, so I guess we can stick with that. It's a coin
all
flip
right.
here, in my opinion, between the Bears and the Vikings. We're gonna go. I'm just gonna go on and say it. Uh,
Same.
let's just start with the top. Then we'll go Chicago. I'm not saying
All
they're the
right.
worst. I'm just gonna go with the start with the what's the name? I'm gonna bring this screen up, and that way
All right.
the viewers can see. All right. All right, we up on here. We start with the Bears schedule, and
Make
they
sure
open up.
you get regular season.
Yeah, I know, cause I done found myself prone to do that, bro. They open up with Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Now we just broke down the AFC South, and we know where Tennessee's at. And I think we said this was a coin flip that we could
I
see
gave
either one winning. But who
we
did you
did. I
give
think
it
we
to?
gave it. I think I gave an edge to Chicago because they're the home team.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. We did. So it was Tennessee. We gave Chicago the edge there, so I could see it. Uh, we look at week 2, and it's the Houston Texans, bro. I don't see
At
anything
Texas.
around it at the Texans. I give that edge to the Texans. So the Bears are sitting at 1-1 right now.
Yep.
Week 3 at your team, we got the
Mm-hmm.
Indianapolis Colts. Uh, I see a lot of points being scored in this game for some reason because it's indoors. You ain't got no weather
Mm-hmm.
effect. I think this is a game where you could see both Ant and Caleb kind of go off and be in their groove for what they
Mm-hmm.
do. It doesn't mean it's going to be a 400, 500 game kind of throwing, but you could see where Ant could be effective in the things he does, big passes down the field, being able to
Yeah.
move the pocket, and I can see Caleb being a little creative and throwing and chucking himself. So, but I would still give the edge here in a shootout to Indianapolis because it's on the road, and I think Indianapolis should just have a little bit more defense.
Yeah. I think we're gonna be able to shut down the run, and Caleb will
Yeah.
make some plays because we got a young secondary. But I think the
Mm-hmm.
defense, Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor and AD
Yeah.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
AD Mitchell. So
Yeah. I can see that. We got the Rams week 4. They're at home
Yeah.
against the Rams. I think we gave the Rams this game. I can
Oh, yeah.
remember that. Yeah, we gave the Rams this game. Here's where Chicago gets its second win here. Yeah,
Second one.
against the Panthers. They get their second win of the season, week 5. I don't see any reason why I would say it'd be a battle close game, but it'd be like rookie on rookie here with Bryce, even
Yeah.
though it's the second year, it'd be like rookie on rookie. This is a redo for Bryce. Week 6, man, Jacksonville. I think we gave Jacksonville this game, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
They're at
We
home.
did.
Yeah, but Jacksonville, I just think will be too much for them there. At least by 6 points.
Yeah.
They're going to a bye week. And depending on what we had just discussed, what they'll be facing in Washington, we don't really know. But you got 2 rookie quarterbacks, 2 Heisman Trophy winners going up against each other in Washington.
Two pretty solid offenses.
Two pretty
Pretty
solid
decent
offenses.
defense.
Yep, decent defenses. I
So
can see this being a pretty tough, a tough game as far as
one
close.
versus two.
Yeah,
1 versus 2. First pick versus second pick.
yep. You know what? I'm gonna go with Chicago to edge here, just close. I
Give it
think,
to Chicago.
yeah, I'm gonna give it to Chicago. Forgive me if I picked Washington the last time, but looking at it now, if what happens with the weapons Washington has, but I think Caleb will be a little further ahead than Daniels. I just think he is.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be the edge there at this point, but it'll be close.
I think the defenses. I think I may have given it to Washington when we did it.
Yeah.
Because I think Dan Quinn's attitude.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna pressure the quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
which means the ball's gonna have to come out quick. They're gonna have them corners jumping routes early.
Yeah.
You know how it is with in that system. You're a Cowboys fan. I think it would be a situation where Caleb may start off rocky,
Yeah.
maybe a pick or two, maybe even a pick 6, and that could be the outcome of a close
Mm-hmm.
ball game. So I would give it to Washington.
Okay. Now, my argument for that is Daniels has a propensity to be a little reckless himself, and he's reckless
Right.
with his body, not necessarily with
I,
the throws he makes, but he's made some crazy some moves you don't do as a quarterback in the NFL. And
I
I
just
see.
think my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think that they're going to run the offense, but I don't think they're going to run the offense directly through Jaden Daniels. So I think there's going to be the ball's going to come out of his hand quick. They're going to do a lot with Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson. So I don't think it's going to be more on Jaden than it is Caleb. Jaden at least has Marcus Mariota, a veteran quarterback, regardless of how good or bad you think he is. Caleb has nothing to lean on. He has nothing to lean on. A coach that's going to be coaching from the hot seat.
Got a point.
So, I mean, there are a lot of different circumstances outside of necessarily on the field, but pertaining to football that could affect, you know what I'm saying, certain situations. Yeah. And Dan Quinn's been a head coach before. We know what his defenses do. I think it's going to be. I think a lot of the games Washington will win will be mainly because of their defense.
Okay, gotcha.
In hindsight, I can see Jaden costing them games as well. I can see Jaden costing them games as well.
Okay. All right, so we transitioned then, bro, to week 9 at the Cardinals.
I'm gonna give this to the Bears.
You giving it to the Bears? I think we did discuss it because we said Arizona could be one of the worst teams in the league. I don't think they're going to be dead bottom because I already put that towards the Broncos.
Same.
Which I'm going to get into you. I'm going to talk to you about that too after we get through with these schedules. We'll bring it up towards the end of the show.
All right.
I can see the Bears winning because I do think that at this point by week 9, we don't know what the Cardinals will be. If the L's continue to add up with their tough schedule, we don't know if Murray's going to check out, what the dynamic's going to be in that locker room, any of that. Week 10, another one of the teams that could be one of the worst. One of those teams is not the record is not good, but they may be better than their record shows. It's a difference.
Right.
At home against New England, um, coach on the hot seat, coaching his first year. You got a rookie quarterback probably going up against a bridge veteran, but by this time we don't know if that other rookie quarterback is playing.
Could be the rookie on rookie.
Yeah, it could be a rookie on rookie situation. So I would give the edge to the Bears definitely because I think the talent level around Caleb is much better than what Brissett or uh what's his name? I forgot the kid's
Drake May.
name. Drake May. Yeah, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if that's where New England needs it right now. I know they have some players. They develop, a lot of them they're trying to develop their young players. At this point, though, I just don't think New England will have enough scoring punch to play
Yeah.
with the Bears in this situation. I think the Bears will be able to score points this year. Green Bay, that's an L.
Yeah. I get an
Even
L
at,
too.
yeah, I
So
know they're at home, but yeah, that's an L for Chicago.
they at 6
I
and
just
5 right now.
Yeah, they're at 6 and 5, which is where they really want to be, breaking in a rookie quarterback and
Mm-hmm.
a couple of first year players, just now coming in the franchise. That's not bad because they turn around, they're sitting at 7 and 5, in my opinion, right now, because they beat Minnesota simply because their
Yeah.
rookie is going to be better than whatever Minnesota has at quarterback.
Then there's
Yeah. Now I could
somebody.
see this.
So
Go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish yours.
No,
Finish
I
yours.
said I was just gonna say I could see where Minnesota and Chicago splits this year, though.
Yeah,
I
I
can
can
see
see that.
Minnesota getting the game. I can see. I
I
don't
can
say
see
it's
it.
gonna be sweet. Yeah.
I did the NFC for record predictions, and I
Uh-huh.
think Minnesota based off of their quarterback. I
Mm-hmm.
had them with two wins. I could see them between 2 and 4 wins. They're gonna be looking at a top 5 pick as well, next top 3 pick
Mm-hmm.
as well, in my opinion, next year. They do
Mm-hmm.
have a good roster. They have a
Mm-hmm.
good roster, but Justin Jefferson is not going to be able to catch arid throws. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like throws that these quarterbacks are putting in the laps of defenses.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree. I
I
agree.
had a lot of fans upset at me about that.
I mean, respectfully, it's just there's no confidence in the quarterback. If Let's put it this way: if Minnesota didn't let Cousins walk with the roster they have now, that they're a fringe playoff team. That's how
I'd say
talented
I'd
the
say they're
rosters.
really close to being a
Yeah.
playoff team.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, but because they have to face Green Bay and the Lions, we're pretty much looking at it would be a big cluster here of you. Okay, I could say the Lions are making it, but it'd be a battle between Green Bay and Minnesota who will get that other spot.
right.
In my opinion, if they'd had a viable quarterback, I just don't trust Donald, and I have very little confidence in the kid they drafted out of Michigan. I just don't.
All right.
McCarthy. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I may be wrong. We may be wrong, but from what we've seen on film, I don't trust it. I just don't.
That's the same. That's the same way I feel. And
Yeah.
that was my intention. I mean, that was my thoughts, and I even asked them
Hmm.
like, "So you trust the quarterbacks? If you trust the quarterbacks, of course, that a low record for the Vikings sounds ridiculous. Yeah, because they
Hmm.
are that good of a roster,
Yeah,
but
their
they don't
overall
they
roster is
don't
talented.
have that position. They don't have
Yeah.
that position.
Yeah.
So
All right. So
then
they
you
get
come
that
four
win.
days later.
Yep.
4 days later, they got the Lions at Detroit. I'm giving
At
that to
Detroit.
Detroit.
Detroit. I'm giving that to Detroit. This is where it gets a little rocky now for the Bears. They're at San Francisco the following game.
Another back-to-back
Another
road trips.
back-to-back road trips. They get a little physical, two physical teams. I think the Bears will get a little bit more physical, but not as tough as these two teams. Those are L's.
Right.
Week 15 at Minnesota. We said a split. So this is where we say, okay, Chicago's facing a 3-game losing streak now. They've lost two to the Lions, San Francisco, and now Minnesota. Now they come home against Detroit, week 16. Something in me wants to say they could pop Detroit in this situation because it's getting later in the season. The rhythm of the team may be a little better. You know, we already
Yeah.
gave them 6 wins before they even got to that tough stretch, but they got to get off the snide somewhere. It's either going to be this week or the following week that I see them get back in the win column.
I think it's the following week. I think they
You
will
think it's
lose to
following?
Detroit.
Okay. All right. So you got Detroit sweeping Chicago this year. All right. I can see. So we'll just give them the win here in Seattle. They get the Seattle win. And then week 18, they close out against a Green Bay team that's most likely in a playoff spot, probably resting. You see them getting this win because it's late.
You can't rest. Can't rest no more. Only one team gets to bye.
You're right.
Only one team gets to buy. Everything else is for seeding.
You're
That's why
right.
they did
See, I
that.
forgot they changed that. They sure did
Yep.
change that. So you can't rest your starters in week 18 anymore.
Yep. And
Wow, they
I think
changed. That's right.
I think Green Bay was gonna beat them.
Okay. So they end up with at the max, we're saying 6, 7 wins, and anywhere from 6 to 7.
8.
You said 6 to 8.
8. That's 8 and 9. This will have them at 8 and 9.
Okay, that's not bad considering where they were
No,
last year,
not at
what they were
all. With a
facing.
rookie
That's not
quarterback.
bad with a rookie
Yeah.
quarterback. That what that does is drive expectations for the following season, and then make
It
them
leads to
moves.
some difficult conversations as well too.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I think they were 7 and 10 this previous season.
yeah. I can see where they probably come and think that they could get a coach that can push them into that playoff spot. So
Yep.
you could still
Because I
see them
think
fire the coach.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
I agree. I agree. All right, so I'm going to bring up the schedule now, and we're going to bring it back up to you as the viewers. Hold on, let me get this right. Make sure I got it not on preseason.
So who you going with?
The Vikings. We're
Vikings.
going with the Vikings. Yes. All right, I'm bringing it up. Regular season here. Make sure I got it right. Yeah. All right. Week 1 at the Giants. I mean, you basically got it. These are basic, almost like mirror teams. Both teams lost no longer have their key running backs that they've had over the
Mm-hmm.
last 4 or 5 seasons. The quarterback situation is you don't trust it, but the roster as a whole is not totally bad. It's not a horrible roster on either one of these parts. It's just the key cogs to the offense or the on the it's just not there. Neither one of these teams have a quarterback you really want to trust. And the
And
only
the
thing,
Giants, I think the Giants are the weaker roster. They got a solid defensive roster, but
yeah,
they don't have much weapons on offense outside of now
offense,
Malik Neighbors.
yeah, yeah. With Waller retiring, they lose that
Yeah,
aspect of that tight end position that they had. No Saquon no
right.
more. So
Don't know
you have
what's going on with Darius Slayton.
yep. You don't know what's going
They
on there.
have Jalen Hyatt, but he's
Yeah,
more of a, even if he was a really good receiver, again, it's the quarterback. It's the
exactly.
quarterback. And I personally think this game would be to the Vikings. I would give this to the
Mhm.
Vikings. I think Daniel Jones is going to lose the Giants a lot of games.
Okay, I can see what you're saying. I think the game would be close though. I think it would be
Yeah.
competitive, close because of the two factors that I mentioned earlier. But I could see it being a 3 to 6 point win for
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota here. They'll have just enough offensive production because they're wide receivers and stuff. They do have a tight end, things like that. Yeah, they have two wide receivers and a tight end. They got much. I can see what you're saying. They got more offensive punch to be able to. The Giants will be able to keep up with them scoring wise. The following week, Minnesota is at home against San Fran. I think San Fran's defense will just be too much at this point.
Too much.
A lot of confusion for that quarterback. You could see Jefferson get a little flustered here because he's getting open but not getting the ball.
Not getting the ball. Yep.
Yeah, I'm getting open but I ain't getting the ball. So I
It
give
ain't
that to
looking
San
good
Fran.
for him.
It ain't looking good. So we're sitting here now. They're 1-1. They come home against Houston. That's an L. Similar
Another.
situation to San Francisco. Frustration. Then
Yep.
they got to go on the road to Green Bay. That's an L.
I get that L. Yep.
Yeah, so they're sitting here with 1 win, 3 losses. Dang, it ain't getting no better. They're at home again.
4
They
losses.
facing 4 losses because of the
Mm-hmm.
defense.
Yep.
The situation is just they're the defenses that they face in these first 5 weeks is just it's going to take a toll on their young quarterback or their veteran, but usually not healthy quarterback in Darnold.
Right.
Week 6 is a bye, so they try to heal up and put things together. Man, we're coming into week 7. We got Detroit
I
at
think
home
here, I think on this bye here is when they transition
to
to
McCarthy.
JJ.
Okay.
I think this is it. Going back, or actually playing Detroit. They're not at Detroit, but I think this will be the first game he starts.
Mm-hmm. But they still catch the L.
Oh, they're taking the L. They're
They
taking the
taking
L
the L, and he's gonna look. He's probably gonna have some situations where he looked a little like
like a
Bryce Young
rookie.
did. Yeah,
Like
like
he looks
Bryce
like a
Young looked
rookie.
like it. Yeah, looks real rough.
Mm-hmm.
At the Rams, the Rams. Once again, I
Rams.
think the Rams get after the quarterback. They're gonna be able to get after him. Week
Yep.
9 at home against Indianapolis. Oh man, interesting. Once again, Indianapolis.
I
They
think.
give
I
it.
think I give it to Indy.
Yeah,
Not being a not because it's my team.
yeah.
I think here JJ McCarthy will still lose, but I think he might be able to gain a little bit of confidence because
Mm-hmm.
we're still operating with a young secondary.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. All right, we going week 10, bro. We're at Jacksonville.
I'm giving it to Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, yeah. Enough vet. It's just too much veteran talent Jacksonville will have, and an experienced quarterback at
Mm-hmm.
that. Tennessee. Did we get Tennessee this win? See,
I
we got
did.
okay. You gave Tennessee, yeah. You gave
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee the win. I could see
Mm-hmm.
where, because once again, it's the same thing. Yeah, I see Tennessee winning. We said it was a split week 12. It's the Bears. We gave this a split, right? So we said they
Yeah.
split with the Bears. So we just go 1-1 in that
1-1.
situation. So I think on the road, we never know because in that
Right.
division, yeah, you never know they could get that win or not. Arizona, they get a win over Arizona here. They're at home.
I'm gonna say they do. I'm gonna say they do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say they do.
Okay. So they're sitting at what right now? That's just their
Three
third win.
3-10.
Yeah, that's their third win right there. It's crazy because they got Atlanta coming into Kirk Cousins, if healthy.
They losing the Kirk.
They losing to Kurt with something to prove.
We
Yeah.
already did the 1-1 with the
Yeah,
Bears.
1-1 with the Bears. At Seattle.
I'm giving it to the 12s.
You giving it to the
I'm giving it
Seahawks?
to the Seahawks. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I could see it with the once again veteran McCarthy's playing by now. Green
Tough place
Bay,
to play.
tough place to play. Yeah, tough
Yep.
place to play. He'll be familiar with some of that staff and some of the principals though, because you got the Michigan ties.
Yeah, well, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Green Bay lost again. They get swept by Green Bay this year.
It's late. Green Bay's gonna need it. I think so.
Yeah. I could see where they get swept by the Lions in Green Bay, but split with Chicago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Detroit, that's a L. So we see 3 wins for the Bear. I mean,
3
for
and
the
14.
Vikings. 3-14 for the Vikings.
3 and 14.
And they're picking high in the draft again this year. All right. I'm going to take the window down here. Give me 1 minute to bring up the next team, which will be the Green Bay Packers. We're going to the Green Bay Packers schedule for you cheeseheads. And they open up regular season with Philly. At Philly.
Philly. Oh, no. It's not at Philly. I think this is in Brazil.
Yeah.
This is in Brazil.
This is a game. Yeah.
I gave this to Green Bay. I think I gave this to Green Bay because Philly's gonna have so many new parts.
New integral, but their defense strategies, scheme is new. The offensive scheme is new. Yeah, Green Bay gets this win. Yeah, when did we discuss this? When we were breaking down Philly. That's right. When we broke down the East.
Yeah, we're breaking down the East.
Okay. Week 2, they're at home against Indianapolis. You giving Green Bay that win, right? Because that's
Green
what I
Bay.
got. Yeah.
Yep.
They get back to Lambeau and they get it done. At Tennessee, they get that win.
They get that one.
Yeah.
We already gave them the
Minnesota. At LA, it's gonna be interesting. I give them the edge over LA. Just the edge. Week 6, Arizona. Win.
Yep.
I gotta win. I don't see anything. We already discussed the reasons for Arizona's situation. Week 7, big game on
Big
CBS,
time.
big time. This gonna be, and it's not even a prime time game. I don't believe it's Central Time
It's
on
not.
Sunday.
It's not.
It's not. It should be. This should
It's
be the
not.
Sunday night
Yeah.
game, man.
Right.
Houston, yeah,
Two
Houston,
young
Green Bay.
quarterbacks.
Yep,
I'm I'm going Houston.
yeah. You going
They
Houston?
got I'm going Houston. They take their first, in my opinion, they take their first loss here.
Uh huh.
I think Houston has a more veteran led defense. The players that they have on defense, not just what they have offensively. I
Hmm.
think they're going to be able to frustrate Jordan Love early for the simple fact of you lost Bakhtiari. You'll be breaking in
Hmm.
a rookie left
Hmm.
tackle. You started off hot. This is going to be that first. I'm not going to say first real battle, but this is going to be probably one of the first teams where in which you're truly even with across the
Hmm.
board
Yeah,
continuity, all that stuff.
I got you. You know what? I'm gonna give Green Bay this game. I'm gonna give
Okay.
it to Green Bay. I think that them being at home, Lambeau, the intensity of it and the atmosphere, and it also being, it's gonna be a huge game because we could be looking at both teams possibly being undefeated versus each other here, or at least
Mm-hmm.
Houston having maybe one loss coming into this game.
Yep.
Yeah, I just see Green Bay as having the edge, being at home. They have enough offensive power to score. Your reasoning about the trenches being could be the biggest difference, being able to put pressure, like you said. I think Green Bay's defense is solid enough to also bring some pressure on Stroud. And the run game could be the difference here. Whoever controls the
Yeah.
clock.
And I don't think, and the thing is, I think both teams are really good.
Hmm.
I like Edrin Cooper for
Hmm.
Green Bay, Aziz Al Shahir, Henry
Hmm.
Toto, and Christian Harris,
Hmm.
Daniil Hunter. They boost up their defensive front. Will Anderson Jr.,
Hmm.
Jimmy Ward, Jalen, what's his name, Pratt,
Pratt. Mhm.
Derek Stingley. I just
Yeah.
think overall, I think player for player, position for position, I think Houston has the better roster than Green Bay. Not
Hmm.
saying that Green Bay is a slouch or anything like that. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball much. I think Jordan Love will force like he did when he played San Francisco.
Yeah,
I think he'll play well, but I still think they'll end up coming up short in that game.
I got you. All right, so we move on. They're at Jacksonville. You think they get this win against Jacksonville in Jacksonville, even though I think Jacksonville could steal it
Mm-hmm.
because I think Jacksonville will need it. They've been in
Mm-hmm.
position because they're trying to keep pace with the other squads, but I don't necessarily see. I don't see Jacksonville outright winning it, but I could see a 50-50 kind of situation, or 60-40, where I
Yeah,
give
I can see
Green
a
Bay the
bounce back
edge.
game for them. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see a
yeah,
bounce back game for them, especially on my end. Looking at, I'm saying they're losing to Houston. I could see
yeah,
them coming in this being their bounce back game.
yeah. It's gonna be
So
tough
that's
though, going on the road in that situation. And
so
Jacksonville
that's
is
seven
a
and
good
one.
home, yeah, steady home, but they're 7-1 right now. I got them at seven
You
and
got them
two
undefeated.
here. No, I got them at 7-2 here. Oh, you talking about beating Jacksonville? Yeah, I got them beating Jacksonville.
No, you got them beating Houston.
Yeah, I got them beating Houston and
Yeah. So
Jacksonville.
I'm saying,
Yeah,
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 you would have them
undefeated going into.
undefeated.
Yeah,
I
I
would
got them
have them.
going in.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I got them coming into the Detroit game undefeated. Yeah.
yeah.
This
I
is why
think
I
that
think they
I
get their
think
first L.
I think they're gonna split with Detroit.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna split with Detroit. So I'm gonna just do 1-1.
I'm okay. For me, that I think they lose at home to Detroit to catch their first L.
Okay.
Then they get the bye week, then they come right back and they beat the Bears. Because I had them
Yeah, I was saying they
sweeping the
beat the
Bears.
Bears.
They lose
Mm-hmm.
to San Francisco. I get them losing
Mm-hmm.
to San Francisco just off of it's some dynamics there that San Francisco's still a better team, better
Right.
roster. Uh they get Miami. Now that's a speed thing, but they at home, and then now we're facing November. So
No, we're
Miami
at right
speed is
after. Yeah,
yeah,
we're right after
yeah,
Thanksgiving.
yeah, right after Thanksgiving, and we're in the frozen. We're getting towards frozen tundra season now. So, and Miami speed gets negated here. I give
And they
Green Bay
don't
that.
play well in the cold.
Yeah, I give
Yep,
Green Bay that. Yeah,
I do too.
home. Yep, home and home. We already said it's a split there. So they're
Hmm.
sitting right now still with only one loss
For me, I got them
or two
10-3.
losses. Yeah, two losses
Yeah.
because we said the Niners. So I got them at two
Mm-hmm.
losses right now.
Mm-hmm.
At the Seahawks, they get that win. Tough win,
I think so.
but they
Yeah,
get it. New Orleans, it'd be
I think
interesting
that'll
here,
be New Orleans.
but they'll beat New Orleans. Yeah. Minnesota, sweet.
Yep,
Chicago, sweet. So we're looking at a team that loses no more than 2 to 3 games.
2 to 3 games,
Yep. And
and
they're
I
pretty
think that's what
much
I had them.
mhm, 2 to 3 games is, I mean, 3 losses is their floor, to be honest. Yeah, I could
Yeah,
see it. I could see it. And if they lose more than, be honest, if they lose more than 4 games, I would say it's a bit of a disappointment coming off of where they
right.
did that. I know that coming off of what the expectation is, the young roster, all of that. This team shouldn't lose
They
no
could be
more
the.
than 3 games.
They could have the number one seed.
Yeah, that's
They could.
exactly.
They
Their
yeah. They
schedule
could
sets
have
up
the
that
number
way.
one seed. So
Yeah. If they just navigate it the way we said it and for various reasons and health and all of that, uh this should be one of the best teams in the NFC, if not the league. This is a top five.
mm,
We already said they're a top 8 roster, So
yep.
yeah, I could see that. All right. So if they only lose 3 games, then the next team that we're going to that we picked in the division and we said could win the division, the Detroit Lions, they got to have an equal to or better record. So
Right.
I could see where it's a 1 game difference or a 2 game difference kind of situation here. Uh,
I
we can
could as
open up
well.
with them. Yeah, we can open up with it. They open up with Los Angeles at home. You got them beating LA. I think we both had them beating LA opening the
Yeah,
season.
bringing Matthew Stafford back. I
Yeah.
think Jared Goff, the team that they don't trade him away, didn't want him. I think the Lions have a better roster.
Mm-hmm.
Rams trying to recover off of losing AD.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Lions.
Okay. Week 2, man. Tampa Bay. Who you got?
To be honest, man, I'm gonna take the Lions. I think Tampa Bay is still a good team. I think
Yeah.
Tampa Bay is still a playoff team. But I think Tampa Bay is going to have an adjustment period, especially up
Mm-hmm.
front, trying to get to the quarterback. The Lions have everything back. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
on offense, everybody on defense, all the coaching staff. They didn't lose anybody. No one signed anywhere. I just think, and they have Jameson Williams come in.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing. He's not coming off of suspension or anything like that. So I think you're going to
Mm-hmm.
be able to see a different dynamic of the Lions. Maybe different formations where you have Williamson outside and might have Gibbs in the slot with Montgomery in the backfield.
Yeah, gotcha.
Just because I have seen reports of Gibbs playing more wide receiver as well with the Dolphins and A-Chain. Just doing something to be able to get multiple backs on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So
create more explosives, trying to create explosives in the offense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And mismatches. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Got you. We're going to week 3, my guy. Arizona. At Arizona. Easy. That's a dub there. So they're sitting at 3-0 right now.
3-0.
Seattle at home. They beat Seattle.
Monday night game. Yeah, I got them beating Seattle.
Game. Yeah. So that's 4-0 going into their bye week. They get an early bye week, week 5.
Mm-hmm.
They come off that bye week and they're at Dallas. Tough place to play. But I just think they made a lot of boneheaded moves in their game last year. There was some boneheaded mistakes that cost them the game outright to beat Dallas last year. This Dallas team has some more questions than last year's Dallas team. And I don't see where Dallas gets this win here. I think it would be close, but I think Detroit wins the game by at least 3 to 6 points. If not,
I can see it. Go ahead, my bad.
no, I was just saying, if not, a full 7 to 10. It
Yeah,
just
that's what
depends on where Dallas is.
I can see 7 to 13 point difference.
Yeah.
Just because we know how Dallas plays at home.
Mm-hmm.
But I think coming off the bye, knowing already, so you got 2 weeks to prepare for Dallas, and we're going into that game feeling like the only reason Dallas beat us was
Mm-hmm.
because we got screwed out of it by the referees when we went for 2. We should have won that game. So now we're going out here and we're going to kick them in their mouth. I think that's going to be the attitude going into that game. So I think it's going to be physical. I think they're going to try to take it personal. So I can see a 7 to 13 point differential.
Okay, I can see that.
We got them at 6-0.
Yeah, we got them at 6-0 right now, 7-0 because they're going to Minnesota. We got that as a sweep. Week 8, Tennessee, they get that win too.
Yep,
So they're still sitting. They're at 8-0 right now. This is where it becomes, we talked about this. This is where we got a split here, right?
Yep.
Green Bay. So you got a split at Green Bay. This is where they catch their first L in week 9.
First L.
Their first L in week 9. Week 10. Interesting. At Houston. Another big time game. Two teams that are kind of being built in the physical mind, the physical identity, defensive identity. Prime time game. I give Houston a little bit of the edge because it's a home game, and I think that crowd is going to kind of push Houston to a victory here. The way I just see Houston has enough scoring punch to be able to keep up with them. They're going to be physical enough in the trenches to play with them. I like especially adding Danielle Hunter. That now gives you, with what they have, you going up against one of the better offensive lines in the league. You just added, you increase your weapons. I can see where Houston could win this game. So I look at the Lions losing back to back here. They're not going to lose much, but they lose these back to back weeks.
I could see this game going either or. But I'll give the nod to Houston. Mm-hmm. Just to comment off your Danielle Hunter thing. The only issue with that is he played in the NFC North. Yeah. So those linemen played against him already. So they, what I'm saying, they kind of know him. Mm-hmm. I think that, but I think the same. I think I can see Jahmyr Gibbs getting off this game, playing in that turf. But I would give it to Houston as well. So I would say they lost their back-to-backs.
That's what I'm saying. I think Houston's run game with P. Ryan and Mixon could get going a little bit here too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game to watch, man. All right, so they coming off 2 straight losses. I think they get back in the win column here against Jacksonville at home. You bringing them up in November, even though it's inside. They coming up there. Jacksonville's from Florida, coming up there to the north. Week 12, bro. At your squad.
Day before Thanksgiving, or actually?
Yeah. That's a Sunday. It says 11/24.
Yeah, but Thanksgiving ain't.
Thanksgiving's always on a Thursday. Yeah, so it doesn't matter the day. It's always on a Thursday. Yeah, it's always on a Thursday.
Anyways, but
they get that.
I get that to Detroit. Yeah, I get that to Detroit.
Okay.
Colts got a young secondary.
Yeah.
Veteran quarterback, veteran weapons, ton of speed.
It could be a very tough game for Indianapolis there, just because of the secondary situation. Yeah. We said they sweep Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they get that win. They split with
we already
Green
did
Bay.
The 1-1.
Yep. So they beat Green Bay here at home. So they went. They don't. Mm-hmm. Now they're on a 3-game win streak. They get Buffalo at home. Buffalo just, I don't think, gonna have enough weapons. I just don't see it because it's just it's too much transition. They beat Buffalo. I think they beat Buffalo by 13 points. To be honest, I don't think Buffalo gonna be able to score enough. At Chicago, we already said
we already got swept.
Yep. At San Francisco. This is where I think they could get. It could be a situation where they're sitting there with the same record with Green Bay. You got them losing 2 to 3 games this year, Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I
You
got a
got
13-4.
13 and
But
4?
the but that was just me going off of not doing a real I mean I did a deep dive.
Uh-huh.
It was 13-4, 14-3, something like that.
Okay. Okay.
But I can see it. I can see Detroit having the first being the number one seed as well. I can
Yeah.
see Detroit on some get back in this game against San Francisco.
Yeah, I could see that too. I could
So if
see
they're
it
playing late, if they beat San Francisco, they can rest their starters
against
against
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah. They
And
actually can
I
legitimately
think
do
that's
it.
what they would do. I think that's what would happen. Based off this, that would be my outcome. I would give this
Yeah.
to
Detroit.
Detroit.
Okay, I
Yeah,
can see what you're saying, man. I definitely can vibe with what you're saying because it's like y'all win this game, you got next week off. We got a
pretty
game,
much.
but you got next week
Yep,
off the starters. So we're gonna
yep,
play our rotational players and get y'all ready, and y'all get rest to key
yep.
starters. I can see that. So at the minimum, we got Detroit with 2 to 3 losses. You know,
That's it.
tops, and they're vying for that home field right there with Green Bay and most likely San Francisco. You know, we
Right.
know it's a four squad race between them and then throw Philadelphia in there. I can't even remember what it was I was going to bring up, man. It just slipped my mind. It was NFL. I knew I should have brought it up. Oh, it was NFL related. Oh, we were having this discussion right in the spaces just before I jumped on, and it was talking about college ball and with some Colorado fans and stuff like that. But one particular fan had brought up the situation about the Broncos because he went the Broncos and
Mm.
he didn't believe that the Broncos would pick a quarterback again after getting just drafting
Bo
old boy from
Nix.
Bo Nix. And I'm like, there's tangible evidence in the draft that this has happened. That they
Right.
drafted a quarterback one year and in the following year drafted another one.
Exactly.
And but when you going into debates with people, it can become complicated because there becomes a misunderstanding of comprehension of what you're saying. They'll take something you're saying and add words to it or meaning. But I just
It's
found
not.
it
It's
funny.
not just that. It's not just that. Most people think from one side. They're
Yeah.
only a debate. It's not. It's not like. It's not even a debate. You're given a different perspective. It's not like both things aren't possible. We've seen evidence of both. We've seen teams take a quarterback and let the quarterback develop. We've
Hmm.
also seen teams take a quarterback and send his behind on somewhere else and get another quarterback the very next year.
Exactly.
So I mean, we've seen it happen. Bo Nix comes out and Bo Nix plays like trash, and they end up with the number one overall pick. They're going with
Hmm.
whoever the first quarterback is.
Yep. Who? Let's see.
I mean, that's
Zach
really it.
Wilson. Who else? Zach Wilson, Jimmy Clausen, Trey Lance. What are we doing here? We've seen evidence of it.
Um, the boy from Cal.
Oh, what's it? A Kyle Bowler? Is
No,
that
no,
who it
no.
was from
With the
Cal?
Cardinals. With the Cardinals.
Oh, with the Cardinals from
Before they
Cal.
drafted Kyler.
Oh, was he from UCLA? You talking about the one from
Or
UCLA?
UCLA. UCLA.
UCLA. I
UCLA.
know who you're
UCLA.
talking about. I can't remember his name.
He looked like he could be related to Aaron Rodgers to me.
Yeah, I
Um,
know who. I don't remember his name. Is it Drew
Josh
Rosen?
Rosen.
Josh Rosen.
Josh
There we
Rosen.
go.
Josh
Josh Rosen.
Rosen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Josh Rosen. But
I
and
mean,
so I'm saying there's tangible evidence
it's
here of,
happened.
and yeah,
Right.
it's happened on many occasions in multiple decades. So I mean, I just thought it as a subject just to throw out there because I was caught off guard when he said it. I was like, okay, we sitting here. It's like this is just evidence that a lot of people don't understand certain intricacies of the game. They look at what they see on their screen, and I had to explain to my sons. It's like the more you understand the game from the inside out, you start looking at the game on TV differently. What is it that you're
Differently.
looking for? A lot of people look for just the points. Some people look at the stats, but some people look at positions, a particular position. They just don't. I don't. They just. Then you got some people that just la la la. Basically
Right.
just staring at the screen.
Right.
I'm a root for the team because I like their colors. It's that kind of
Stuff like that.
situation.
Yeah.
But man, I
Everybody
just
talking
found it
about the
funny.
Cowboys.
Yeah, everybody.
I'm a root for them. And then you be like, dang, they don't ever win no Super Bowls or nothing. Everybody out here like, yeah, that's been years ago. That's how
I got you,
people
man.
are, bro.
I got you. But you got anything else to add?
No,
Before we
that's a
close
wrap
this
on
out, bro.
that's a
That's a
wrap on
wrap on it.
the predictions, the
For
schedule
schedule
breakdown,
predictions.
man.
Yeah, we
Like,
like
share,
to
and
thank
subscribe.
everybody. Like, share, and
What you
subscribe.
waiting on?
We appreciate it. We really appreciate everyone. Make sure y'all check out D's Corner. Y'all can see me on the Renegade Report. D's Corner, you're on what, Mondays? You
I don't
broadcast
have a
on
set
Mondays.
days. I try to
You on
shoot
set
Monday. I try to
days?
get it out Monday and Fridays.
Okay. You can see me also on Renegade Report on Sundays at, I believe, at between 3 and 5 or 3 and 7, on Tuesdays at 7, and on Fridays at 7. That's the Renegade Report. Make sure y'all check out Double D's Let's Talk Ball podcast. We're on Mondays and Fridays. Be looking forward to the gaming aspect. That's Double D's Let's Talk Gaming. We touching in there. D, you got something going on with gaming coming? We can ready to just try to open
Yep.
this thing up, touching all corners. We got other things. These recruit talk. I'm gonna try to get on this road, so see some of these prospects to make sure that everyone who loves and follows recruiting from our area gets to see a lot of our kids in the area who have college opportunities. But once again, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that button. It's free. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys, and peace out.